How do you overcome situations of disrespect? People find themselves in the daily grind where every step is accompanied by the shadow of disrespect. I suggest directing your gaze into the past. Imagine the ancient world, where Stoics, much like you, faced disrespect, which is a source of irritation and disappointment. Let's delve into a philosophy where the 10 great rules of Stoicism became golden keys to the doors of tranquility, and I invite you to explore this. Rule number 1. Give yourself a breath before responding. Imagine Seneca, the insightful Stoic, whispering to us, "At the moment when anger seizes you, remember that it is not just an instant calamity but also the consequence of a rooted habit." Why do Stoics insist on self-control and reason? Because, according to their beliefs, impulsive reactions born of fiery emotions often lead to poor decisions and senseless suffering. So, what to do when faced with sudden disrespect? The Stoic answer is simple: take a pause. In that moment when the world whirls around you, find that brief interval for an inhale and hold it. Give yourself the opportunity to gather composure and look at the situation from a different perspective. This pause is the key to regaining control over your emotions and responding to the challenge more thoughtfully. And in that moment, without haste, you can align your response with the lessons of Stoicism, wisdom and self-control. Resisting the temptation of an instantaneous reaction allows you to better align your response with the principles of Stoic philosophy. The pause, as a strategy, opens the doors to tranquility and helps you make thoughtful decisions in moments of disrespect. As a result, you foster more constructive interactions and personal growth. Rule number 2. Virtues become your personal heroes. Imagine a world where wisdom and courage, temperance and justice are not just qualities but sources of light on your path. In Stoicism, ancient philosophers elevate virtues to the pedestal of goods, becoming the best compass in our lives. The Roman Stoic Seneca continues to teach us that virtue is more than just a good deed. It's the right reason, in harmony with the natural order of things. Essentially, it is the art of being rational in a challenging world. When faced with disrespect, Stoicism calls us not only to react, but to create our own masterpiece in response. It's not about merely enduring or ignoring. It's about reflecting the light of virtues in our behavior. Focus on wisdom, courage, and other virtues. Then, you'll discover how virtues become powerful tools in your response to life's challenges. In the world of Stoicism, every disrespect becomes a test for our virtues. Concentrate on the heroes within yourself, and you'll feel how they bring light to the darkest corners of your life. Challenge yourself to become the best version of you. Then, virtues truly become your personal heroes. Rule number 3. Laughter, the magical weapon. Forget that Stoicism is only a serious and philosophical matter. In the world of ancient wisdom, our familiar Seneca smiles and says, "It is better to be a person who laughs at life than one who weeps over it." Stoics claim that emotions should be kept in check and one should act wisely, but they also acknowledge the great power of laughter. When life throws challenges at us, something cheerful and witty can be our magical cloak. Humor is the key to maintaining emotional balance in a world where disrespect can be a storm in a teacup. Instead of getting immersed in the whirlwind of anger, we can leverage the magic of laughter. A spicy joke or a witty remark can be our secret weapon in response to misunderstanding and disrespect. Of course, it's essential to strike a balance so that laughter doesn't become excessive. But here's a Stoic life hack for you. Using humor is not just the ability to laugh, but a genuine technique for creating a positive and peaceful resolution. Laughter is your guide in a world where sages say, "Hold life by the tail, but don't forget to sprinkle a bit of laughter into it." Rule number 4. The art of forgiveness in a Stoic script. Imagine the moment when someone shows disrespect. What do you feel? Anger, irritation, or perhaps a desire to let it go and grant yourself freedom? The ancient Stoics say, choose forgiveness as a gift to yourself. In Stoic philosophy, forgiveness is not just an act of nobility towards others, but also a gift to oneself. But let's be honest, forgiveness is not a path paved with pink clouds. It is a choice to free oneself from the burden of negative emotions that, like stones, weigh us down. The Stoics taught us the art of forgiveness. It's not about forgetting or indifference. It's a free choice to rid oneself of the shackles of resentment and anger. They say that forgiving doesn't mean approving of actions, but rather freeing oneself from the chains of vengeance. Stoics assert, forgive everyone, but do it wisely. It's not just blind forgiveness. It's forgiveness with compassion and justice, and Stoicism taught us to focus on what we can control. We cannot control the behavior of others, but we can choose how we react. So forgiveness in the Stoic recipe is not about weakness, but strength. It's not capitulation, but triumph. It's not a loss, but a victory. Forgiveness is the ultimate step in self-care and personal evolution. Rule number 5, learn to read people's hearts. Imagine finding yourself in an unpleasant situation where someone expresses disrespect. What do you feel in that moment? Hurt, disappointment, or perhaps a desire to find a path to understanding? The wise words of Epictetus and ancient sages here sound like a magical incantation. Do not seek good in external things. Seek it in yourselves. The Stoics asserted that the response to disrespect lies in our internal world. And here is their great secret: empathy. A strange but incredibly wise tool in the arsenal of humanity. When someone gives you the cold shoulder, Stoicism suggests, try to step into their world for a moment. Empathy is not just politeness or nobility. It is the magic of understanding. Put yourself in the shoes of a person who may have done something unacceptable. Perhaps they are simply entangled in their own uncertainties or tormented by fears. Empathy places you in the position of an observer, freeing you from the shadow of a personal offender. Compassion is not an act of weakness, but a manifestation of a noble soul. Instead of succumbing to anger or defensive reactions, you can respond with respect and dignity. It's like a gentle wind dispersing the clouds of discontent, leaving you with a clear sky inside. By building this internal bridge of empathy, you not only avoid conflict but also make room for your own development. Stoic sages learned from challenging situations, and so can you. Before we delve into the second act of this fascinating video, accept my respect for your strength in navigating through all of this. Now let's continue to discover 5 more magnificent Stoic rules. Rule number 6, the secret of serenity. Imagine ancient sages conquering the storm not of external events but of their own thoughts. As Epictetus said, our distress doesn't arise from events themselves, but from how we choose to perceive them. Disrespect, like a dance of shadows which lacks an inherent power to hurt or offend. It's our own evaluations and judgments that create a symphony of pain or a whirlwind of anger in our inner world. When someone decides to underestimate you, remember, their actions are just a reflection of their own mental movie theater, where they are the script readers and directors of their emotional blockbusters. It's not your story, you're just an actor in their drama. So the secret to maintaining serenity lies in accepting that disrespect is not the tyranny of others' opinions, but a fleeting surge of feelings and thoughts from other people. Instead of letting the waves of disrespect flood your inner peace, let's become the captains of our emotional equilibrium. Serenity is your dance with destiny. In this dance, you're not a puppet in the hands of disrespect, but an artist creating your own picture of the world. Let the wisdom of the Stoics become your dance partner. Rule number 7, the art of acceptance. In Stoic philosophy, disrespect from others is merely raindrops in our own inner garden. Epictetus wisely said, "Rejoice for what you have, rather than mourn for what slips away from your hands." In the magic of acceptance, we learn to appreciate what we have and not be preoccupied with what eludes us. Confronting the storm of disrespect, we encounter the Stoic dichotomy of control. People, events, and the universe play out their scripts. Disrespect becomes just one character in this drama. Our task is not to let disrespect affect the harmony of our soul. Instead of getting lost in the mazes of anger or sorrow, we lift our gaze in search of opportunities. By accepting disrespect as part of our journey, we create our own developmental plot, where the hero is none other than ourselves. Stoics mastered not only the art of accepting disrespect, but also seeing in it lessons and opportunities. In this practice, we gain wisdom, become better and wiser, akin to characters from the most captivating stories. Ultimately, the art of acceptance is the key to internalizing the universe. All of this turns our life into a true masterpiece of art. Rule number 8, change your perspective. Imagine that your mind is a magical lantern capable of illuminating you with knowledge and understanding. This lantern is your perspective, which can broaden your view of the world, making it more extensive and objective. Gates to wisdom open before you when you learn to see disrespect not as a fateful calamity, but as a temporary gust of change. As the great Marcus Aurelius said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." A broad perspective gives you the ability to control the lantern of your thinking, filling it with the light of tranquility. You will come to understand that many instances of disrespect are mere grains of sand in the boundless desert of your values and happiness. They lack the power to shake your true worth. You see that disrespect is a reflection of the internal storms of other people, often tied to their uncertainties and fears. A broad perspective becomes a filter through which you see the need for choice, to ignore, forgive, or extract lessons from the moment. The broad perspective allows you to channel your energy and time into what truly matters, such as your goals, values, and virtues. Rule number 9, the fire of self-knowledge. In Stoic philosophy, there exists the art of self-knowledge, or in other words, self-reflection. Stoics asserted that the essence of our lives is determined by the quality of our thoughts. Therefore, they instructed us to recognize the importance of self-improvement and the endeavor to better ourselves. When faced with disrespect, open the book of self-analysis and turn your gaze inward. Ask yourself questions. Is there truth in the words or actions of that person? Is there some truth in their criticisms? As for myself, were my actions a kind of mirror reflecting this situation? Such self-reflection is not about overwhelming emotions, but about rational judgment. This practice opens the path to understanding not only external circumstances, but also your own role in this play. The fire of self-knowledge is a tool connected to your values and virtues. Stoics, as mentors of the mind, teach, know yourself so that your responses may be like wisdom, not a burst of emotions. In this lies the secret leading to personal growth and true wisdom. Rule number 10, be as strong as a diamond. The wisdom of Stoicism is the ability to not be a victim of insults, but to be as strong as a diamond. Like this mineral, you can stand firm in the whirlwind of disrespect and injustice. Being like a diamond means knowing your value and demanding respect from those around you. You learn to control what is within your power and wisely let go of what lies beyond. When arrows of disrespect are aimed at you, there's no need to be a silent victim or erupt like an angry volcano. You can be calm and assertive, like a diamond immovable against external influences. Tell those who crossed boundaries what they did wrong. Define the kind of treatment you expect from these people. Set clear and reasonable boundaries that protect your dignity and self-respect. In this art, learned through Stoicism, strength combines with justice and courage with respect. Here, you are taught not only self-respect but also respect for others. Here you find inspiration to maintain your inner control and display outward dignity in any situation. Become a strong diamond that carefully guards its fasts of wisdom in the storms of disrespect. After all, in this art of Stoicism, your strength meets the world. Remember that the practice of Stoicism doesn't imply suppressing emotions, but rather skillfully managing them. By applying these 10 foundational rules, you can maintain inner tranquility. You gain strength in situations involving hostility and rude treatment. Give it a like if you believe in the importance of spreading this ancient wisdom. If you're here for the first time, subscribe and activate notifications to receive even more lessons in ancient philosophy. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. For additional videos on Stoic wisdom, choose one from the suggested videos on your screen. May resilience permeate you.